Hey, what's up, guys? I've been going over the PCA today, and I believe that the Moscow Police Department is trying to throw Dylan under the bus because some of the things in the PCA shouldn't be in the PCA. Like when uh, Dylan is stating the description of the unaliver, 5'10" or taller, um, male, not very muscular, but athletically built, bushy eyebrows. Okay, that's a generic statement of anybody there in the Moscow area. So why would they put that in the PCA? Why couldn't they just get her statement with the description of what the attacker looked like instead of putting it in the PCA? Personally, I believe they're trying to throw her under the bus because there's stuff in the PCA that shouldn't be in the PCA, about Dylan and Bethany. Personally, I think Bethany is going to be the key witness at the trial next year. The combination of DM statements to law enforcement, review of the forensic downloads of records from BF and DM's phone, and video of suspect video as described below leads investigators to believe the homicides occurred between 4 a.m. and 4:25 a.m. They shouldn't have put the forensic downloads of Dylan and Bethany's phone in the PCA. That could have been left out, and that could have been protected under the gag order, just like the description of the unaliver could have been left out of the PCA and be placed under the gag order. And just like during the processing of the crime scene, investigators found a latent shoe print. This was located during the second processing of the crime scene by the ISP forensic team by first using a presumptive blood test and then amino black. And the latent print was found just outside Dylan's door. Okay. They could have left that out of the PCA. It just feels like they're trying to throw Dylan under the bus with her statements in this PCA. Like DM stated, she originally went to sleep in her bedroom on the southeast side of the second floor. DM stated she woke up. She was awoken at approximately 4 a.m. by what she stated sounded like Gonzalez was playing with her dog in one of the upstairs bedrooms. And then DM states that at everyone was home and in bed at 2 a.m. Well, we all know that they weren't in bed at 2 a.m. because Xana was up on her TikTok at 4:12, and she also received a DoorDash. So that's another inconsistency, because according to DM, everyone was in their room asleep by 2 a.m. Yeah, DM and BF both made statements during interviews that indicated the occupants of the King Road residence were at home by 2 a.m. and asleep, or at least in their rooms, by approximately 4 a.m. Everything with this PCA, which was written by Brett Payne, seems like it's throwing Dylan under the bus. Like they're putting key things in there that could have been left out of the PCA, like the description of the attacker, 5'10" or taller, athletically built, not muscular, bushy eyebrows. That could have been left out because that's a generic description of anybody. And this was with the exception of Kernodle, who received a DoorDash order at the residence at approximately 4 a.m. Law enforcement identified the DoorDash delivery driver who reported this information. A DM stated she looked out of her bedroom but did not see anything when she heard the comment about someone being in the house. A DM stated she opened her door for a second time when she heard what she thought was crying coming from Kernodle's room. DM then said she heard a male voice saying something to the effect, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." Well, what if the attack on Xana was being conducted in the living area? Because if Xana's door is shut, she wouldn't be able to hear her crying. It would have to be in a closer area, like the common area right next to Dylan's room. And the "it's okay, I'm going to help you" could have been Ethan coming to try to help Xana with the attacker. Because you hear it from the 1112 light bulb cam, the sound of a thud and a whimper. Well, what if that's Ethan being slammed against the wall in Xana's room? Because we don't know if that's Xana being slammed against the wall or if that's Ethan being slammed against the wall. And DM stated she opened the door for the third time. This is when she sees, and this is when she sees the killer, 5'10" or taller, male, not very muscular, athletically built, and the man was clad in black. And the male walked towards her, towards the back sliding glass door. DM locked herself in her room. Okay, that's another thing that could have been left out. Because if she is quote unquote in the frozen shock phase, why would you contradict her by saying that she locked herself in her room after seeing the male? DM did not state that she recognized the male. That leads investigators to believe that the murderer left the scene. It's just, this PCA is just so odd. It's like they're trying to throw Dylan under the bus. It's like this entire thing is scripted to throw DM under the bus. And there are some statements in here that should have been left out. That's what I believe. Some of these statements should have been left out because it makes Dylan contradict herself. Just like here at approximately 4-7, just like here, she opened her door for a third time after what she thought she heard the sounds of Kernodle crying. Okay, is it you open your door for the second time after you hear the sounds of Xana crying, or is it you open your door for the third time after you thought you heard the sounds of Kernodle crying? Which one is it? I mean, honestly, which one is it? It's like they're trying to trip her up, or they're trying to coach her into where she does misstatements and she contradicts herself, and Brett Payne could be using this PCA to throw her under the bus because they always have Bethany. And they always say there's one hell of a battle that goes on the second floor. That's according to Steve Gonzalez. Now, if you're Dylan, you wouldn't hear the one hell of a battle if it's taking place in Xana's room. Where you would hear it is if it was in the common area. Like, say, she sets her DoorDash on the counter in the kitchen. And then she notices the backsliding glass door open. That could have been Xana saying, "There's someone here." But they didn't scream it. It could have been just, "There's someone here." And the killer could have chased Xana from the kitchen back towards the common area, towards her room. And "It's okay, I'm going to help you" could have been Ethan trying to come to Xana's rescue. And then Ethan and the killer get into a struggle, and it ends with Ethan's throat getting cut. We got to really open our eyes and look at this PCA on what should be in there and what shouldn't be in there. What's designed to throw Dylan under the bus and what's designed not to. And just by looking at it, a lot of DM statements are being coached to where she's being thrown under the bus by Brett Payne. Like, they could have left out the description of the mail. They could have left that out of the PCA because that's just basically a nondescript description of anybody that's in the Moscow area. Yeah, and the combination of DM statements to law enforcement and for review the forensic downloads of records from DF and BF and DM's phones, and a video of a suspect video as described below. Now, that is confusing, guys. A video of a suspect video. Why didn't they say "and a video of the suspect vehicle 1"? Why did they have to say "and a video of a suspect video as described below leads investigators to believe the homicides occurred between 4 a.m. and 4:25 a.m." Even with the 4 a.m. timeline, that 4 a.m. timeline is all jacked up, because the only reason why they came up with the 4 a.m. timeline was because of the forensic download of Dylan and Bethany's phones. Because right after everything happened, Dylan started calling all the roommates in the house. She called Xana, she called Maddie, she called Kaylee, and no one would answer. And more likely, she called Bethany to see if she was okay. Yeah, and this latent shoe print. That could have been left out of the PCA, because the latent shoe print could have been anything, because outside, I believe it was Exhibit 3, they found a boot print, but the shoe print in the house was a van's shoe print. So which one was it? Was it the van shoe print or was it Exhibit 3, which was a boot print right outside the house? They want us to believe all this dribble that's in the PCA, but they don't think that we're going to go back and freaking dissect it. And that's what I've been doing with this PCA most of the day today, is dissecting it, seeing what parts should be in and seeing what parts shouldn't be in. And we all know that the knife sheath is not going to make it to trial. It's going to be suppressed, as well as possibly the IgG of the DNA. That's going to be suppressed too. Yeah, and as part of the investigation, numerous interviews were conducted by Moscow Police Department officers, Idaho State Police detectives, and FBI agents. Two of the interviews included BF and DM. BF and DM were inside the King Road residence at the time of the homicides and were roommates to the victims. BF's bedroom is located on the east side of the. Now, here's another thing, guys. BF's bedroom was located on the east side of the first floor of the King Road residence. But she goes on to say that she originally went to sleep on the second floor bedroom on the southeast side. Okay, that's two discrepancies right there. That's more than two discrepancies. Okay, so the PCA on I believe it was page 1. No, page 2. Okay. Okay, that's BF's bedroom. I'm sorry. But if BF's bedroom is on the first floor, she didn't see anything that night. Or did she? Could she have possibly saw something that night? We don't know. I don't know. But all I know is there's certain things in this PCA that should not be there. I believe they were put in there to throw DM under the bus. I really do. Yeah, DM stated she looked out of her bedroom but did not see anything when she heard the comment about someone being in the house. DM stated she opened her door for a second time when she heard what she thought was the crying coming from Cronola's room. DM then said she heard a male voice saying something to the effect of, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." Like, that part could have been left out because we don't know who it was. It could have been Ethan saying something to Xana when Xana was getting attacked. It's okay, I'm going to help you. It could have been paramedics. It could have been police, because I've never heard a killer say that before. It's okay, I'm going to help you. Yeah, at approximately 4:17, a security camera located at 1112 King Road, a residence immediately to the northwest of 1122 King Road, picked up a distorted audio of what sounded like voices or a whimper followed by a loud thud. A dog can also be heard barking numerous times, starting at 4:17. The security camera is less than 50 feet from the west wall of Kernodle's bedroom. DM stated she opened the door for the third time after she heard the crying and saw a figure clad in black clothing and a mask that covered the person's mouth and nose walking towards her. Okay. That could have been left out. That could have been an actual statement that she could have wrote down in a police report, which could have been sealed under the gag order. It just feels like, guys, that the MPD is throwing DM under the bus with these statements in the PCA. Like always, like, comment, subscribe to my channel, share my channel, hit that bell notification for any new uploads. And I hope you guys have a good Saturday. This is TCC out.